What is going on, world? Mike G here. Got the first live stream coming down. Recently got monetized thanks to my brother. Hopefully, you guys have checked out the documentary him and I um, created and put out. That's where I've gotten a lot of my new views and followers. So, thank you guys, everybody who's subscribed to the channel due to John's video, and thanks, John, for helping me with this, getting this momentum started for my channel. So this is, mostly a rundown too. I figure the first 100 videos or so, other than my well edited content, is just going to be, you know, trial runs, checking it out, figuring everything out. Um, this channel, I have figured out kind of the structure, the basis for it. Um, the the main focus is going to be adventure, kindness, and wellness. Um, that will be, it's going to be a storytelling channel. So, yep, we're going to tell stories. Going to have a theme of adventure, kindness, and wellness along the way. Um, Obviously, if you haven't been able to tell from some of the shots at different times, my background is video production. Came from broadcast journalism and then corporate video production, but I'm really having a lot of fun now with all the new tools that have become available since I begun this video production journey in 2003. I mean, really, it was sooner than that, but that's when I got my hands on editing at college and began really getting serious about it. Um, so, I want to keep exploring the capabilities of the new tools we have out these days. My DSLR is a full frame. Has a huge sensor. Compared to, for those that don't know, not that long ago, videos had, cameras had sensors that big in them. It allows me to do a lot of cool things with the lenses, depth of field, get good quality footage at low light. So at the same time, a big part of my reluctance to delve into this internet video world, has been, everything I wanted to be super fancy and look like a finely produced project. And I know I have to get past that. I still need to be able to put out my high end, well edited videos, but there's a lot more to it. I have to be able to shoot mobile live videos, get on the webcam like I'm doing right now. Um, just get past that reluctance to utilize the quick and dirty methods that other people are making millions with, just dirty videos of themselves talking or just saying an inspirational quote, even if they don't live by that inspiration. So, not saying I plan on copying those trends. I've got my own creativity to put out there, and I think I do have a good mark to put on the world. Over time, I'm going to build this into a brand which I'll be able to use in ways to add value and create revenue and wealth, for myself, and hopefully take that to bigger and better places. Um, One of my top desires with this big picture, and we're gonna play with audio levels since I'm just checking this all out. Let's see if we can get this a little higher than the green. Okay, I don't know if that worked or not, but one of my big goals, um, in the long run, with giving back and doing something good, I want to do really big, great things, but you got to start somewhere reasonable and not try to skip 10 steps. So I think that one of the best things for people in society in general, but definitely kids, is bicycles, for so many reasons. As an adult, I spent 2 summers as a full time professional downhill mountain bike coach, training some kids that were, better riders than I was on the advanced level, and other kids helping. We had, basically, we did dirt camp for a week a few times throughout the summer, and a couple of these were, families, locals, people on vacation, probably had some means, put their kids on nice expensive bikes, could pay for the program. And then we had another program that was local outreach. And some of these kids weren't as dedicated to mountain biking, but it was really an amazing chance to get outside and active with kids and get them on to something that normally they wouldn't be doing. For me, when I was little, bicycle meant independence. It gave me something because I did love riding it and jumping it off the curbs and everything. I started seeing cool little components I could do chores for and save up some money and get a new pad set or a new pair of handlebars or something. So for me, it gave me something to work forward toward goals to achieve. It gave me hands-on technical experience. I rode my bike a lot. I jumped it around, I beat it up, I fell off of it, it broke. Um, so I had to learn how to independently fix it because I didn't have the means. I didn't have a way to get it to the bike shop, nor did I have the money to pay their techs to fix it for me. So it makes me sad these days. There were times when kids would come out to go do downhill mountain biking. Their parents would pay. They think, "Oh, hey, this is a fun thing." No, this is serious stuff. I was coaching at the most technical downhill mountain bike park in America. I think the longest as well. Um, most distance from high to low, and it was one of the top three in the nation. And if you approached it right, you had your proper skills, you developed your skills, you could push your limits and do well and do it in a relatively safe manner, although you're still taking a risk anytime you're out on a ski slope or riding a bike or, I mean, really doing anything. But, I made it through 2 summers of riding, black level runs and coaching advanced level lessons, and I never got hurt. But actually, I think every single one of my coworkers did, and that's how I ended up coaching the advanced lessons. I got to move up the ladder a little bit because somebody had to do it. Um, but so I would get kids that would come in from different parts of the nation, and they couldn't ride the bikes. I mean, they couldn't stand up with their feet on both pedals and just keep their pedals level. They weren't capable of doing that. They didn't have any balance. Their hands were shaky, and it's kind of heartbreaking because I know for me, the bicycle was probably the single best. But bike riding was the best activity. The bicycle was the tool, the means to that, the best activity that I did in my youth, and I continue to believe in it wholeheartedly as an adult as a great way to get exercise, to enjoy the fact that you have a body that's capable of doing such things. I had a time in my life I couldn't walk for 5 months, and I'm feeling that injury still 7 years later. That one's never gonna be gone. Um, so I really want to get kids in underprivileged communities access to bicycles. I would love to be able to show up with a whole semi truck full of frames and wheels and parts, and they're all rusty and beat up. I went and volunteered when I was little. I've done this I think a few times, and just worked on cleaning up bikes that were donated to give back out at Christmas. I would love to provide an opportunity for kids to come and build their own bike out of a bunch of old parts, learn how to clean off the rust. Heck, we will repaint the bikes, get them on something that they worked for. Maybe they don't have, their family just can't go down to Walmart and buy them a bike, but they came out and they put in the effort, even if it took a weekend or two, and got this really cool thing that gives them that independence, that gives them a physical outdoor activity, gives them something if they're interested in it. Like I was, I raced BMX, and I'd go down to the local bike parks. We used to build jumps. That was a normal thing. All the kids would be down there with their shovels, making big dirt piles and having fun. That doesn't happen in my community anymore. They did build a skate park since the parks where we built the bike jumps were down. So congratulations to you guys on that. Good job. Um, so yeah, one of the big pictures, again, long ways down the road, when I've got a following, when my content's getting out, I mean, when we're at that point, I really want to be able to use that platform to get kids onto bicycles, maybe even adults, who knows? Um, I mean, I have bigger, grander pictures, but why focus on like step 11 when I'm still working on step 1? So, and here's part of step point 5, not even 1 yet, just getting on round 1, doing this, checking it out, making sure I understand the settings, seeing how good the volume is on the mic, things like that. When I get a new DSLR camera body, I'll start doing this through streaming software, and the background will be blurry and it'll look a little more like television. But you know, I can't let the great be the enemy of the good, or I'm just never going to get anything done. And I've got a lot of great creativity to share with the world. I just have to get some of these other parts dialed in. Um, so let's see. One of the things that is I'm not moving forward with the next steps in developing this channel, this brand yet, because I haven't decided on exactly what that brand, what that handle is going to be. And when I do have that down, I'm going to be the guy at the gym wearing the shirt with, check out my YouTube channel, has the QR code, has my handle on it. I'm gonna old school grassroots get it out that way, among other ways. I'll have business cards, all that. Hell, I might do that now, even with the Mike G Vids handle. But trying to figure it out. My name, Mike Gamache. It's not real easy to say. People can't say it properly when they see it spelled. They can't spell it when they hear it. So it's a harder name to brand than something like Wes Watson, a guy I like to watch for inspiration. Um, so I'm trying to figure out, do I stick with the Mike G Vids, make that a little more palatable, and then have a separate brand, kind of like one of my favorite YouTube channels is called Off the Ranch, and he's got, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 million followers, and he just does cool things, you know, getting, he bought an old dilapidated mansion and refurbed it and moved into it. They buy cool cars and, just a cool channel. So as they got popular, they developed a brand, which was not their channel handle. So their channel handle again is Off the Ranch. I honestly don't know the guy's name. I don't know if that's important. I know that brand. His other brand is Demolitia or Demolition Ranch. And this is basically the apparel brand that he's put out. And they bought, because they're moving enough product, they bought an apparel, branding company business, big warehouse. They're printing off all their shirts. My vision for some of my apparel and merch, I think, is to keep it simple, take a smaller profit margin, and not give up so much opportunity where I can put my most valuable skill is my creativity and my knowledge and the things that I continue to learn and develop. Um, and if I put too much time into running a t-shirt brand, I'm not growing the channel. So I mean, so if I put too much time into actually running, printing, inventory, all that, the profit margins can be there for moving enough. But for me, I like the idea of print on demand drop shipping. Um, you'll pretty soon you'll be able to look underneath my channel along the bottom, and you'll see my shirts and hoodies. And I think I'm going to have supplements, a few things come out. So once I get my handle locked down, I'm going to start doing a little bit of those things, and we'll have to keep putting out good content for people to be excited to support me, support myself and the people I work with in that manner. But that's the great thing, just getting started. Like I said, I'm going to put out at least 100 videos before I get real serious with what the actual direction is. The big picture, adventure, kindness, wellness, cinematography, but, storytelling. But how this is all going to line out compared to, well, not compared to anything. I hope and plan this will be different and unique and interesting. Um, So let's see, something I am definitely interested in. And as this develops further and I've put out a lot of cool footage of all the different craziness I have to show you, I look forward to collaborating with other channels. If any of you guys have seen, I've put out one video and I've got at least one more big one, probably a couple ones coming out of the Chevrolet Suburban I have that was converted to a executive CEO mobile office meeting space for. I bought it from an auction, supposedly from the presidential motorcade. So I think it would be a lot of fun to be able to take that to different people who, I really love their content and I would love to create something together with, and I could just show up right on the spot. I'll have two mics like this in there. The inside of it's all lit up with cool LEDs. I got the TV, I got the ice box, I got the printer, I got satellite and Wi-Fi, you name it. So I can show up anywhere that I don't have a roof or trees over the top of us, and we could go live and have a really cool podcast. So I look forward to that. If any creators out there have are listening to me and you think you might have something cool to we can collaborate on, let me know. I might roll out your way in the Suburban and we could put something cool together. But it's so easy these days. When I was going to school for broadcast in the early to mid 2000s, all this stuff required big, expensive equipment and engineers and all kinds of stuff. And now you can really do it with the cell phone and a $30 wireless Bluetooth mic and a little tripod. You're good to go. So we'll make it work. However, especially if we have good things to say, we're interesting. We can get by with not using all the fancy equipment all the time. So let's see. Part of my goal of just getting this first 100 public videos out, maybe I'll delete a few experimental ones that don't really count, and I'm not going to count me just rolling around talking on the mobile unless it's something good and it's got the right audio and the message is good and everything. But I want to get at least 100 videos out, and that's going to be, I understand how to edit a nice story, a longer form video. These days, long form's 3 or 4 minutes instead of 2 hours, but I can tell a good story over a longer amount of time. I still have to, within that format, really learn from the things where I'm losing people, because the nature of what I'm doing is definitely changed, since I got started. But so shorts, I've got the L bracket, got my DSLR turned 90 degrees sideways. I shot a really cool one of my hookah. I think, even though there's no drugs involved with it, I think YouTube might have flagged that one as inappropriate or something. So I don't think it's got many views, but check out my shorts. I am going to be having a lot of fun with cool DSLR cinematography and shots, probably some drone shots. Just having fun getting those short. Seems like 15 seconds or less is really what keeps people's attention these days. Let's see, live stream, live mobile. Yeah, I just have to try a little bit of everything, see what works, what doesn't. So I'm going to be doing the rundown, and with a little more time, I'll have a little more structure to all these, and with more good content, I'll be more interesting to listen to, as I achieve some goals and have some really cool things to show over the next year or two here. As I'm developing this, I think the channel will grow on its own with results to show versus talk about. So that's about all I jotted down for this first round of live streaming. My brother is in town for, since most of my followers have subscribed due to the documentary we put out, so they're probably pretty interested in what he's got going on. So he's here right now. We're going to produce, shoot a little bit of music. He's a great musician. You guys heard all his original music in our documentary. We're probably going to do a live Q&A. I'm going to see what it takes to, premiere that, set it up so people who follow, who enjoyed his video know that's coming. And we'll put together one or two messages to kind of fill in any of the blanks that documentary feels like he didn't articulate eloquently enough, or however we'll say it. So check back here pretty soon. We're going to have John on again. He's got a lot more fun, interesting things. I do have another video I'm editing right now of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. We moved him out there right when I moved back to my hometown for long-term temporary. I came back to Wichita, Kansas, and as I was coming back here, moving out of Breckenridge, Colorado, he was moving from here out to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which is a really cool little town, real artsy. He lived in an art colony for a while, got a lot of cool footage of the town, of the colony, and then he bought some land out on Beaver Lake, and some live springs, running natural springs, and a cabin and stuff. So I've got all the footage of moving him out there. I don't have the footage of the new place yet, but we'll get out and check that out too. So we'll keep following up with John from time to time. I hope some of my other adventure videos, messages of kindness and encouragement for wellness, resonate with the people who've also followed us for John's after really being your John catching your interest with our documentary. I'm afraid to even categorize it with any certain words, so I'm just going to keep calling it our documentary, and I'll let him and all you folks out there who are really really deep into the I don't even want to mention the words here. I'm going to say something wrong. Check out the documentary. Check out some of my other videos. I just put one out. I haven't done any paid promotion. I don't really have any other social right now, but it's just a little blip of me living in the limo, cruising around Denver instead of up in the mountains. Just put one out of me going to Daytona Beach Bike Week, getting up on stage, revealing a limited edition, brand new Big Dog motorcycle. So the world's largest custom motorcycle manufacturer actually hired me to come out, ride that bike when it was brand new, reveal it with them on stage. It was pretty cool. So I'm looking at my screen now, and my audio seems a little out of sync. I'm not sure if it's going to come back that way in playback, but I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up for now. Guys, thanks again for checking in. Thanks for subscribing and following. And go through some of the other stuff I've got. I've got snowboarding videos from 4, 5, 6 years ago that top quality footage with top quality riders. And there's some cool stuff. There's a trip out to the sand dunes with the gimbal, the robotically stabilized camera stabilizer. We got fun stuff. And again, in one way or another, even if we're just having an adventure, I always want to have the theme of kindness and wellness involved. So I will probably, I might do a lot of intros and outros like this. And, the best message I have to give, if I can give one each time, is, the golden rule applies to everyone. It has no exceptions. And, every bit that we bring each other up, it brings us up. We all come up together. So let's treat all each other awesome, no matter what. Sometimes it does us better to listen and not agree, but just listen, and then ignore it or blow it off. Don't let people get under your skin. Treat each other good. Do something you love every day, and keep chasing dreams. Just like me, I'm just getting this going, but I'm gonna be looking back at this in 10 years and be like, man, can't believe it took me that long to get started. Take care, guys.